If you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've already seen the clip that went viral of Infowars basically trying to question this one girl who's a Bernie Sanders supporter. Apparently, she was already someone who's a big personality on Twitter, but there is a lie that this Infowars person tells that I had to respond to because it got on my nerves, it got under my skin, and I want to lay this dumb myth bullshit to death. Check this out.
Hi, are you a fan of Bernie Sanders?
Yeah, I am.
What do you like about him?
That he's a socialist.
Why is socialism good?
Are you like, I don't really want to do this. What is this for?
We're asking people why they like Bernie Sanders.
For Infowars?
Yes, we are Infowars.
I think he has a lot of integrity. I like his value system. I like what he stands for.
Exactly what values?
Eating the rich.
Eating the rich. Well, are you aware that Bernie Sanders lives in $3 million homes? Eating the rich. Well, are you aware that Bernie Sanders lives in $3 million homes?
You guys hear this comment so much, right? That, oh, Bernie Sanders has 3 homes and he's a socialist and he's a fraud. But, and especially in that one, she really dug herself a hole because she said such dumb shit that it's not really, you can't really come back from that. Saying that, basically, he has $3 million homes, not even just 3 homes, but $3 million homes. First of all, none of his homes are worth $1 million. None of them were $1 million. But here's the misleading part that people don't tell you. There's multiple misleading parts, okay? But first of all, if you're a congressman and you're in Vermont, you are required to have 2 residencies because you have to be able to go back to see your constituents back in your state. So you need a fucking place to sleep and to fucking eat and have a house. So you automatically off the bat have to have 2 places. You have to have 2 homes because you have to live, you're going to spend most of your time in DC, but then you're also going to be living in Vermont for a big chunk of time because that's where your constituency is. So just right off the bat, those 2 homes on its own, he literally has a fucking condo in DC, a modest ass condo in DC. And then he has a modest home in Vermont. A modest home in Vermont. Now, the big one that made waves was his 3rd home, which was a summer lake home in Vermont that he bought for $600,000. Now, first of all, if you are to get a $600,000 home, right, that doesn't make you some rich person. Almost everybody in California, at least, who has a $600,000 worth home that's worth $600,000 is middle class, sometimes not even upper middle class, because shit is so damn expensive. And so when you're looking at that, it's like that doesn't make you a millionaire, especially because if you consider someone who has a $600,000 home rich, right before the crash in 2008, almost everybody was rich, okay? Because everyone had these homes that they hadn't paid jack shit on, and they were getting all these big ass houses that were worth so much money for, you know, with no down payment on it. So that's its own thing. But the dude's 70 plus, but a $600,000 home that he got, he paid for that because Jane, his wife, she inherited a home that was in Maine, I think. But they never go there because they're so fucking busy going between DC and Vermont. And so they sold it and they bought a lake home in Vermont because they want to enjoy their lives. They're going to die soon. You know, they probably got like max 20 years on them, maybe 30, right? Max. They want to enjoy their life. What the fuck is wrong with that? Again, having a $600,000 home does not make you rich by any means whatsoever. If you have a $600,000 home, you're in middle class. You're going to be middle class because you're taking out a loan. You're going to be paying payments every month. And especially if you're in California, especially, it's going to be expensive as fuck. The homes are, you know, a nice home is $600,000, and most of the time it's going to actually be more if you're in a nice house. And so, or a reasonable house. So there's multiple misleading points on this. First of all, I'm going to quickly, you know, make a summary again. 1, he doesn't have $3 million homes. That's outright false. Not even a single one of them is $1 million. He has to have 2 residencies because he's a congressman in the Senate, meaning he has to flip between being in D.C. as a senator and he has to come back to Vermont to, you know, be with his constituency because that's where his constituents are. That's where he got voted in Vermont. Number 3, the lake house that he purchased was only worth $600,000, not $1 million. It was only $600,000 that was paid with an inheritance of a home that Jane got, and then they bought that. And $600,000 does not make you rich. A $600,000 home does not make you rich. It does not make you rich. And the way they paid it was through an inheritance. So don't buy into the bullshit, okay? Snopes did a great fact check on this. And this is just dumb shit that I had to debunk because it was pissing me off, and I just needed to bury this in the fucking ground.